Alright, I am back with yet another UFO video. I'm going to try and do a few more here for 1982. This is a series that I do on different years. I do several different UFO reports from different years. I've been doing 1982 and 1955, but I'm going to go through all different kinds of years and all different kinds of cases. So let's continue with our 1982 sightings. And this is from New York. Manhattan, New York City. All right. And the duration was 5 seconds. All right, let's see what happened. Walking home in Montana, summer of 1982, we witnessed a huge brightly lit disc hovering over us. So that's the synopsis. One evening at the age of 4, in the summer of 82, my mom came to visit me at the babysitter's near 106th and Park Avenue, New York. She wanted to go to the store, so the two of us walked about 2 blocks over to the local bodega. We were walking back, and for some reason, I caught myself looking down at the ground. I remembered being told not to look down, so I shifted my eyes to the horizon. It did occur to me to not only look at the horizon, but to check out the stars while I was at it. We were crossing the street, and I looked straight up as far as I could see. Suddenly, I tugged at my mother's hand and pulled her further into the street and said, "Look, look," I shouted as she pulled back on me. What I saw in that moment was a huge metal disc with bright lights all over it. It was suddenly hovering right over us. Oh my gosh. You could not see the sky. It was so close. What? When she looked up, she yanked me back with the most chilling grasp close to her waistline. I can still hear the desperate breath she took. Oh gosh. Oh, they were really scared. That must have been so scary. Once I shouted, "Look," and was yanked back, I noticed everyone in the street stopped and was staring up at the sky. Once I looked back up again, it was gone. So this was a mass sighting? So this is 1982. So if anybody was part of this incident, please let me know if you ever happen to listen to this. This is a crazy story so far. There's a little bit more to it too. And everyone started walking again as if nothing had happened. The next day, when I went outside, I heard nothing of the incident from adults. I knew of the news at the time, but was too young to understand what time it came on TV. Years had passed, and I never forgot what happened. But as I aged, I began to question if it was a dream. My mom and I had never discussed it after that night. Oh, I wonder why not. I would have. I would have brought it up. I approached her one day and asked her if it was true we had seen a UFO. She sounded annoyed and said yes. She is not fond of such topics. I told her I did not believe her. She was just trying to appease me and asked her to recount her story. Here is what she said. Okay. Man. I looked up and saw the UFO and lights. I was scared, so I pulled you closer. I told her I told her that when she pulled me closer, I looked around at everyone else looking up. I asked her what happened in that moment because when I looked back up, the UFO was gone. She said the UFO ascended into the air and sped off like a bright white light. It just disappeared. It went up and out. Wow, this is a really good one. Here, so it's a disc-shaped UFO with lights on it. White lights, I guess. And he said it was say bright lights all over it. A huge metal disc. Dang. This was in the evening. Dude, just imagine that. And it was what, hovering over them for a while, I guess? Yeah. That is insane. Um yeah, that's crazy, dude. Wow. Good story. And like multiple people apparently had seen that. I wonder if anybody else has come forward with this same story, like the same incident. That would be fascinating to know. Um, yeah, so that was from New York City in 1982. Really good one. Okay, let's try this incident from North Carolina, Holden Beach. Okay, this is going to be a little different. A square-shaped UFO white object that appeared as quickly as it disappeared. That's the synopsis. Okay. The sky was very clear. There were no clouds. It was a beautiful starry night. I was gazing at the stars and suddenly a perfectly square shaped object appeared as if it was resting on the Earth's atmosphere. It was milky white in color. What the heck? Now, the square shaped ones, I don't hear very often. Like, so this is like square and like rectangle and like just, the uncommon shapes are super fascinating to me. And square, I mean, what the heck? Like, I don't know, man. All right. As I pointed to it, it suddenly zoomed across the sky, leaving a faint white trail behind it. Oh, the trail could be seen for at least a minute if you knew where to look. My companion could not see the trail. Oh, there was two? Okay. The object appeared and disappeared so quickly, my companion did not have a chance to see it. Oh, okay. I just happened to be looking at the right place at the right time. Yeah. I have never seen it again or any other unexplained objects since then, and have never heard any reports anywhere of square-shaped objects. Yeah, that's like square and like rectangle shaped are very rare. I think, but they do happen. They're just like uncommon sightings, like cube shaped and things like that. Always very interesting. Like, I think most are like disc shaped or circular, or triangle, of course. Those are the ones that I've seen. Circular and triangle shaped UFOs. I've never seen any like cube shaped, square, rectangle, like things like that. Um, I'm trying to think like what are like other kind of like weird shapes too. But people have seen all kinds of crazy stuff, strange things. So yeah, this it's a he said it's perfectly square shaped. He thinks they saw it for or he saw it for like 30 seconds. It's odd. It left like a faint white trail. Um, doesn't say if did it say if it made a sound or not? Like I don't think I bet it didn't. Um, let's see. Let's see. It appeared as if it was resting on the Earth's atmosphere. So it was just it was hovering. But then it suddenly and it was a white square and it was at night. So was it like lit up then? I have so many questions about this just because I'm fascinated by this. Like, it's just unusual. It's just very unusual, even in UFO terms. Like, all right, that's a good one. Square shaped. Yeah, really interesting stuff there. All right. So that was North Carolina. Let's see how many minutes we're in. 12 minutes. Okay. Well, let's see what this Washington story is. We'll end with that because it's a little bit of a longer one. Um, let's see here. Try to get the computer microphone a little closer to me. Um, yeah, we'll end with this one, I think. Um, 1984 or 1982 UFO near Mount Rainier, Washington. Oh, it's from an article too. There's an article on this posted in 2007, taken from my 2007 Newsvine article. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know if I was lucky or not that day. 25 years ago, I was camped near the highest point on the Wonderland Trail that surrounds Mount Rainier in Washington State, and I saw my one and only unidentified flying object. Even today, I don't know what it was, but I certainly got a good look at it. My buddy and I hiked out of the. Let's see here. Okay. My buddy and I hiked out of the Ohana Pekash trailhead headed for Summerland. This is the reverse route most people take, as we found out soon enough. It's several miles of steady up and quick mile or so of steep down at the end. So mostly we met people going the other way, and we beat ourselves up for not checking the route more closely. About a mile or so before we reached the high point of the trail near Panhandle Gap, we set up a backcountry camp about a quarter mile from the main trail. We had a permit. We erected the tents and fired up the stoves for dinner. The sun went down and it got dark. The stars popped out as if they were trying to get our attention. The higher altitude and the lack of background city lights made them show up crisper and cleaner than we could remember. Okay. Well, let's see what happens here. I was looking up at the beautiful night and I saw a very large star moving steadily across the sky. It was as bright as the planet Venus. Oh, that's really bright because Venus is the brightest, just for comparison, Venus is the brightest object in the sky after the sun and the moon. Like it's very, very, has a great, great brightness to it. Um, so that's very bright. All right, so it was moving slowly across the sky. I thought it was a satellite at first, since it looked like it was high enough to be in orbit. Okay, that's pretty high. I estimated its altitude at more than 20 miles. Okay, so it's really high up there. It was fascinating. Just a bright star moving in a straight line from east to west at a uniform speed. I pointed it out to my friend, and we watched it move across the sky. We made guesses as to its nature. I said it was a satellite in orbit, maybe. And my friend thought it could be a meteor at first, but it moved too slowly. We decided it was a satellite. Okay, so something happens here, I guess, though. Um, then, without any warning, the satellite made an instantaneous turn north. It did this in less time than it takes you to blink your eye. Oh my gosh. It's like a sharp turn. Okay. Um, that is crazy. We both swore at the same time. As we watched the star, it continued moving north until it finally disappeared over the horizon. We had no idea what it was, but we agreed on one thing. Nothing built by man could possibly make an instant 90-degree turn like that. It's, and yeah, it sure doesn't sound so at all, especially not in 1982. No way. Oh, and it says no way right there too. Before I read that part, so he says no way. I never forgot it. It got me thinking about writing again, and the very next week, after a 5-year layoff, I started writing sci-fi again. Um, okay. The result was to take a novel I had shelved since 1978, say goodbye to the sun, re edit, and release it. And then things sort of snowballed from there, and I never looked back. But I know that if I had not seen the UFO, my life today would be a lot different. Huh. And so there's an article about it. So I'm guessing this is pretty legit. This is from Rainier, Washington State. They observed it for 3 minutes. At least one other person saw it too. Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. I do not. I don't know what to think of what that could have possibly been. Obviously a UFO, but wow. So we'll end it there, and I'll continue my series on my 1982 UFO sightings series. I'll keep regularly continuing that, as well as other UFO stories. Um, all to come shortly. So hopefully you enjoyed Hopefully, hopefully you enjoyed this video and found it interesting. Definitely be sure to check out my others. Got a bunch from 1955. Got some good ones from 1982 that I have recently been doing. Got some really good single cases that I put out there. And that's about it for now. So thanks for watching.